We're inside what I call the pasture, and that is another little poplar tree shelter I made for Benji. And there's Benji. And he just discovered the cilantro that I planted for him. Hi! Well, he's eating the grass now. Hi! But the cilantro is right in that dirt patch there, and he was eating that a couple minutes ago. Hi, Benji! And I planted a little parsley for him. Right there, by the turtle. He's never had parsley before. Benji, would you like some cilantro? Yeah. I'll try to hold the camera steady while I sit down my stool. Hi! And take out my claw. Oh, he's here already. I don't have my claws out. Oh, he must get my claws. There. Hi, Benji. Here. Look, he likes the shelter. I haven't seen him go in it before. That's to protect him from owls, because he's right near the plantains. Benji, would you like some parsley? Sure. Sure. This is parsley. He likes it. He's never had parsley before. He's molting. See the... Oh, here's another. Oh, here's another. Here, Benji. Hi. Benji, you look beautiful. I think I didn't hold it out for him soon enough. Because there's other things in the grass that he likes now. Clover and grass and plantains and violets and dandelions. Let me just turn around, see if he'll come over again. Benji, would you like some parsley or cilantro? He has, as I think I said, about at least 3 ticks on his neck, the poor thing. And I don't know if it's, maybe they've been there a while, and because he's molting we can see them better, but they transmit disease, so I hope he'll be alright. Boy, his fur looks a lot better today, because in the rain he looked so bedraggled and he was molting, and I didn't know if his fur was falling out from disease, but I read online that it can look really scruffy, the fur, when he's molting, and there can even be bald spots. So that gave me hope that it was just normal molting. Hi! But I can recognize him from a distance now because of his dark head right at the moment. Of course, he's the only one who will come up close to me, on my lap. Ginger will come over a little bit. Well, I'd like to give him more of this. I have this plastic bag and I don't want it to blow and scare him. I'm going to see if I can get a little closer. Hi! So the camera might wobble. Alright? Benji? Oh, here we go. I'll try to get closer. Benji? Hi! If I put this here... Would you like some cilantro? here. Hey, would you like some cilantro? We sat out in the rain more than an hour the other day. Right here. It was very nice. And they seem to take little mini doses after eating. Benji? We'll just watch him. Maybe you can see what he eats. He bites kind of at the base of the, near the base of the plant, and then, like the grass, he'll bite near the base and then eat it from the bottom up to the tip of it. Hi! Benji, you look beautiful, and your fur looks like it's coming in nicely. Yeah, he looks a lot better. I mean, because I was worried about his health. I don't know if you can see the little tick, and it's engorged on his neck. But hopefully his body will be strong enough. Hi. And he'll eat the dandelion flowers and leaves, and the violet flowers, and I think the leaves too, the whole plant. The wild violets that grow here. Benji, I'm so happy to see you. And that's the first time I saw you in your shelter. Your bunny shelter inside the pasture. I put it there so that he has a safe place in the pasture, and also near the cilantro, so that if he's eating the cilantro and parsley I planted, he can quickly run under there. Oh, he's enjoying the grass. You look beautiful, Benji. Yeah. Look at all that grass you're eating, huh? You do a great job of trimming our grass. Yeah, and the other bunny, might have been Ginger out front last night. She was eating the violets and the grass. And I was reel mowing. I was only a couple yards away, and the reel mower, you know, it's manual. So quiet that she didn't run away. So of course I stopped and visited with her. Huh? Oh, look, he'll probably eat that dandelion. Look at that. See how much he loves dandelions? See, that's why people should let their dandelions grow. For the cottontail rabbits. And they'll eat them up. Oh, maybe. Would you like a little? He's real close now. See, I've got my cilantro here. Here he comes. Would you like a little piece? Or parsley? Maybe he didn't want that. That's cilantro that I bought to plant. Surprised he didn't want it. But maybe I should have offered him the parsley. eating the clover. See, if you don't put chemicals on your lawn, you have all these different plants that Benji and other rabbits really love. This way they get a nice variety of plants. And they mow the plants for you, as I said. Plus I have moss over a lot of my lawn, and it's happily expanding. So I really hardly have to mow at all. Between the moss and Benji and Ginger. Benji, your fur's growing in nicely. Yeah. I read that they tend to molt first on their heads, which is what I saw, his head and neck and that area, and I was really worried. But it's growing in nicely, I think, for the most part. I'm not sure if it's all growing in or not, and some maybe came out from all the scratching and itching, but it might all come back. I'm still seeing if I might be able to give him this piece of parsley. Yeah. There's eating more clover. I love you, Benji. I'm so happy to see you. And I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you like the bunny shelter and the parsley. He doesn't need me to... Well, he doesn't need me in the winter. He can always eat bark. I've seen him eat the bark off the forsythia. But he especially appreciates the greens then, you know, so it's not like he needs me to do this, but it's just fun. It's fun to connect with him and be his friend. Yeah, there's another tick on this side of his neck. He looks beautiful. You have such beautiful brown eyes, Benji. Yeah, beautiful brown eyes. Oh yeah, his fur's really coming in well around his neck. Because the other day you mainly saw gray. I wasn't even sure if it was his skin at first, because their skin is black. But it was just the base of his fur that was dark. And you could see it because of his molting. But now you can't see it so much. And I put up a small white wire fence along the north border of our property to try to keep away that the big gray cat. It's a very short fence, and I know cats can easily leap over a foot tall fence, but this cat's really skittish. It's very nervous, and it slinks along the ground a lot. So the fence might deter it. And the gaps in the fence are wide enough for Benji to easily jump through and jump over. Plus the fence makes it more obvious that the cat's trespassing, like, to other people. So I'm hoping that'll help protect him and any babies that we see this spring. I think that's a cardinal we heard with a loud, clear voice. Yeah, that was the cardinal. Hi, you look beautiful. You know, when I was looking at him the other day in the rain, straight on, and saw his, very narrow forehead and the angle of his eyes, and he reminded me of drawings from Asia of rabbits. And I was thinking maybe he's more closely related to the Far Eastern rabbits than the European ones, because the European ones, they're the ancestors of all the domestic pet bunnies, and they all have the wider foreheads. And then I thought, oh, I wonder if they crossed the Bering Strait when they came here. And I looked it up, and I guess they originated, rabbits did, in Mongolia. And they did cross the Bering Strait here. So I think these rabbits are more directly descended from the Far Eastern rabbits. And the other Asian rabbits traveled west to Europe, and some traveled east to the Americas. But all the cards and pictures you see of rabbits in the United States make them look like the European rabbits. I wish they would make them look more like the cottontails. Even figurines and stuffed animals, they all look like the European rabbits and the pet rabbits. Let's see if he'll come over for a little parsley. Benji, would you like a piece of parsley? He's busy there with his clover. He says, I really love this clover. And the plantain. Hi. Hi, Benji. Would you like this parsley? It's a little piece of... he's interested, I think. Isn't he beautiful? Hi. Thank you for being my friend, Benji. And I'm thrilled that your fur is growing and it looks so nice. Oh, he's gonna settle in for a little snooze for a couple minutes. Yeah. He's just like a foot away from my boot. See? There's my boot. There he is. Oh, sleepy Benji. I find it very easy to spend lots of time with Benji, and time flies by. It just feels so good to be with him. And he's the only one that's this comfortable with me, so it's a very special friendship that I treasure. You can hear chickadees too. That was a chickadee. The two notes. Dun dun. I'm letting you watch him sleep so you can observe bunny behavior. And his eyes and his ears and nose. How they make little movements. You can see him breathing. Kind of quick breaths compared to people. I read that when they smell something, you know, that they're interested in, they'll wiggle their noses fast. So he's not wiggling his nose much at all. He's really relaxing. And he probably doesn't smell anything out of the ordinary. The fence I put up is white. I bought a green one, and then I thought, oh, he might not be able to see this well in the dark. I didn't want him to get hurt on it. And I know they use their whiskers to navigate. But still. So I went back and got a white fence. It's just the kind that you poke into the ground. Hi, Benji. They come in 8-foot sections and you link them together. Hi. He looks very comfortable. Yeah, you look very comfy, Benji. Very peaceful. And there's one opening between those fence slats there. It's down there that he goes through. It's right in the center of the viewer right now. And he fits through that gap. It's a little bit wider than the others. It's a little less than 2.5. It's 2 3/8 inches. I measured it. 2 3/8 inches he fits through. Can you believe it? This big bunny. And sometimes he comes in through the broken slat, and that's about 3.5 inches. But on my wire fence, it's at least 3.5 inches, a little more than 4. In fact, I was worried that the cat could even fit. Some cats could probably fit through the gaps, but still, I think it will help deter the cats. Oh, he hears a vehicle out in the road. But it went by. Well, I was going to see if he wanted this last piece of parsley. I picked them off of the plants that I haven't planted yet. I bought them at a greenhouse to plant, and I planted some. I was curious to see if he'd eat them all down to the ground or not. Because if he did, then I would keep some on the porch so they could grow longer. But if he doesn't eat them down to the ground and they grow, I could just plant them all back here. And he can have his own garden. It's funny because when I was looking up about fences, when I was trying to find some fences online even, all the comments are about people trying to keep bunnies out of places. But I was trying to find a fence that would allow a bunny through, but not a cat. Which was kind of hard. And beautiful Benji. Hi. You look very, very comfy, Benji. On a relaxing spring day. Oh, look at that. He's really relaxed now. You don't see that too often with the bunnies, the wild ones, huh? Oh, wow. I saw it a couple times in the summer, last summer. Or maybe just once even. It's like in the 60s today, so not that hot. Look how relaxed he is with his back feet kicked out like that. Oh, what a happy bunny. I love you, Benji. And I like to think that if I'm keeping him company, he can relax more. It's good he keeps his instincts up, though. Pay attention. Look at him. I've never seen him do that next to me. I saw him with his feet out like that. I think it was last week on a hotter day. Under a yew bush. He was lying with his back feet kicked out. Yeah. Very peaceful Benji. And I have on my plate this parsley and cilantro from the greenhouse. Because I wanted to have, locally grown vegetables grown without pesticides and locally, so it wouldn't have that rabbit hemorrhagic fever virus on it that's in California and Arizona, New Mexico and Mexico. I can hear all sorts of ambulances in the background right now, but Benji's not bothered by it because it's far away. I've read rabbits can be very, very stressed by loud sounds or by being touched or picked up so much that they can have a heart attack. But look at his head tilting. Oh, so relaxed. But these ambulances are pretty distant. Beautiful Benji. Oh, look at that. Really stretching out. What a beautiful bunny. Beautiful bunny. I can hear squirrels. I think they're chasing after each other, maybe. Oh. Benji, I'm so glad you feel comfy taking a nap. Yeah. You have such beautiful, beautiful eyes. I'm gonna keep filming so your audience can see how long of a nap you like to take. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, he's just, well, now he's like 8 inches from my boot. The chipmunks are here now. At least I think the chipmunks. I always hear that sound coming from them. I keep hearing lawnmowers. The real mower, you know, it doesn't do as neat of a job, but I really don't care. I love how quiet it is, and it's not smelly, and you can just you can start and stop whenever you want and do little bits, and the bunnies won't run away from you. Like I said, Ginger was just a couple yards from my real mower last evening. You still want to be careful with it because it is quiet. You don't want to startle an animal or a bunny nest. I guess the power motors have injured a lot of nests. Boy, Benji just looks so comfy, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you feel good, Benji. At least, well, rabbits don't show it really when they're not feeling good. It's part of their survival instinct. But I'm glad he looks good, his fur. And he's acting very good. What a beautiful bunny. So relaxed. I'm getting a little bit stiff, but that's alright. I'm just so glad Benji's taking a nice nap. That sounded like a blue jay. Doesn't he look very wise also? And behind him through the fence is the other big, well, I made several, but a big bunny shelter I made of the poplar that it's in a short film where he's next to that and I'm feeding him. So he has that nearby too. And over to the right is a bench, which sometimes he sits under when it's raining. But the other day he was only under, when it was raining, he was only under there a couple of minutes. He mainly just sat out in the rain with me, and sometimes without me. So of his own accord, he liked the rain. Maybe it felt good on his skin with all the little bugs around, and maybe helped cool him off. Well, you know, bunnies are awake they wake up at dawn and they're up at dusk. That's when they can see best. And it's called crepuscular light, where it's dim. That's when their eyes can see best. And they're up in the night, too. So I think they often sleep in the day. So maybe this is going to be more than a nap. Maybe we're going to be here for hours. Well, I'm so glad he's comfy and resting up. That's the chipmunk again. And the blue jay. Well, at least we don't hear what are they called? Leaf blowers. The lawnmowers are much quieter. Hi, Benji. You're a beautiful bunny. Thank you for being my friend, Benji. He's been really enjoying the pasture lately. I think now that there's grass and clover and... Oh, look. I'm resting his head. He did that the other day when he was resting near the poplar shelter behind the fence there. When I came around the corner of the fence, his head, it wasn't quite like that yet, but he moved it into that position. Like he did this cute thing with his muzzle, which reminded me of my dog, Angel. Oh, look. Oh, there we go. Hi. Well, you had a super nap. Would you like any parsley? Hi, Benji. Thank you for sharing your nap with us. Thank you. That was really special and an honor that you took a nap here. Yeah. I have one piece of parsley for you. Well, that was real special, Benji. And also seeing how your muzzle, how you did that little cute thing with your muzzle. Like you snuggled it up onto the ground. Our dog Angel would do that when she was giving us cute looks. Like she'd kind of snuggle her muzzle. Not on either on her paws or on a stuffed animal. And that's what I just saw him do that for the second time. We saw him do that. Yeah. Hi, Benji. He still looks very sleepy. You know that the ticks can give the bunnies anemia, but they would be, I mean, he naps anyway and sleeps, so this, I don't know that he's extra sleepy at all. I think he's doing well. There's the blue jay. He's wiggling his nose a little more, see, to smell? Maybe he smells the parsley. I'm waving it a little so he can see it better. And maybe it'll make more of a smell. Benji, I love you. Oh, I think he smells it. Yeah, I have one more piece of parsley. You can see that little tick there on his neck. It's like a white little dot. It's engorged there. That's just really common with the bunnies. Hi. Now he's back to eating. What a nice bunny. Hi, would you like this parsley? Oh. Would you like some parsley, Benji? Maybe if I hold my camera with my other hand, I could hold the parsley out. He doesn't have to have the parsley, and he had one piece that he liked. Here. Benji, would you like the parsley? I just love it when he comes over, you know, puts his little paws on my leg there and eats the food. But it's just so nice that we got to be with him during his nap. Hi. I'm getting a low battery signal on my camera. Yeah. Benji, I'm so glad you like the pasture. It's one of the safest places for you, especially in the daytime when the owls aren't overhead. At night, we're right near a pine tree with lots of broken limbs on it where owls could perch, so it's not as safe then. But I have the back porch light on, which could help deter the owls. Hi. Oh, look at him eat that nice clover. See, the clover's disappearing. Wherever his mouth has been, you can see what he's eaten. He just loves the clover. Yeah. He's very close to my parsley now. Would you like this parsley? Or not? Hi. Benji, would you like some parsley? Or not? It's a beautiful bunny. don't think he's found the parsley plant that I planted yet by that turtle. But I saw him by the cilantro plants. I have to walk over there and see if he's eaten any, if I can tell. Hi! You're a wonderful bunny. Yeah. So you can see the dark ring around his neck where that's the base of his fur. Each fur is like dark near the base. At least some of his fur is dark near the base. But it's fluffier now. It's growing in. And you can see a tick there too. It's kind of reddish, a reddish little ball. Look at his beautiful dark forehead. Yeah, you look beautiful, Benji. And thanks for letting everybody see what a wonderful bunny you are. And how you like to take naps on spring afternoons. I think it's probably around 4:30, I'm guessing. Yeah. Hi, Benji. And always be careful of the big gray cat and other cats. And watch out for the fox that runs through the yard. Run away from those or hide. And watch out for the owl up in the sky, in the air, up in those pine trees. It's good you stay away from the woods. But I have all those bunny shelters for you now if you need to quickly run into one. And watch out for the raccoons with the black masks around their eyes and black rings around their tails. You run away from those. They're very dangerous. Or hide. And watch out for other dogs. And for the cars in the road. And it's good you stay away from the road, Benji. Yeah, and that you're careful even crossing the driveway. There, I put the camera back on my right hand. Boy, we've been out here almost an hour. Yeah. Observing bunny behavior. I think if people behaved like this, it would be very nice. All people have behaved the way Benji had for the past hour. It would have been a very nice hour all around the world. Here he is, having some more clover. And remember, if the camera turns off suddenly, it's because it's low on batteries. Thank you all for watching Benji. I hope you enjoyed it and found it interesting. I can smell the parsley. It smells really good. I might try one more time to lean over. Usually he comes over to me, you know, for the parsley, for the food. But he's so content with all that food. Would you like a little parsley? Benji? Oh. Oh, I think maybe he wants, you know, he's running off. I'm not sure if I should have offered him the stem end, maybe. You know, because they eat near the base up, so maybe it was... I'm not sure. Hi, Benji! Hi! Now he's about maybe 7 feet away. Hi! You look beautiful.